second grade. Oh my goodness, it's our last day of subtracting these two-digit numbers. You all have been doing such a fantastic job with this. So today's just a little bit of extra practice, and we're going to be really diving into what it looks like to regroup with one of our problems and how we can write it two different ways. And then our next problem just is nice, straightforward, easy peasy, camping easy. You'll be like, ooh, I got this, I'm good to go. Okay, so we're going to start off with a tricky one and then have a nice, easy peasy one to wrap up our time together today. But we're going to start off doing our target and remind ourselves of what we're shooting for today. I can subtract two-digit numbers using place value. I told you a couple days ago this is going to be coming up over and over and over again as we do our work together. At the beginning of our time subtracting these two-digit numbers, we were spending all sorts of time looking at how we can show it in different models, how we can use different strategies, whether we're adding or subtracting. And today, yesterday, and the day before, we've got all of these ways mixed up, and we're really hitting at the most important piece, which is knowing that place value helps us add and subtract these problems. Okay? And when I say we're adding to help us subtract. So we're going to take a peek at this, and then I'm going to show you two different ways. I'm looking for friends to come up and show two different ways of doing this. And I have a feeling, based off what I've seen so far, that this will not be hard to find. So our first problem is 42, take away 15 equals blank. I want to have you solve this on your own. Whatever tool you want to do, whatever model you want to show, but I do want to make sure that you are able to tell me where your 42 is, where your 15 is, and where that unknown is. You may go ahead and get started.
I see you're drawing your 10s and your 1s. What did you draw first? And what did you do? I noticed that you've got something extra crossed off. Why did you regroup that? And how did you know you didn't have enough? So where's your 42 once you've crossed that off? How do you know you still have 42? What would that look like if you were writing it in equations? I see these equations. I see you crossing numbers off. Talk to me about why you're crossing that number off. Why are you crossing off 40 and changing it to 30? Okay, and so where is that 10 that you're taking away going? And why is it going to that 2 to make 12? What number does that represent? And how do you know that makes 42? What is your next step? You didn't cross anything off in your base 10 block, so where's your 42? Why didn't you cross any off? Why did you just draw those 10 ones? How did you know that? Look at the ones place, okay. All right. And so what did you do next? How did that make it easier for you to subtract? Your equation looks very similar to somebody else's, but there's something different about it. Talk to me about this. Where's your 42? I don't see 4 10s in here. Oh. And why did you break it up like that? All right, friends, we're coming together again at home. If you ever need to stop, please do not hesitate to stop and pause my video and start it back up if you need it. I want to show a couple of different ways. I was hoping that some of my friends would do this, and it's really exciting to see. I even know that some of you were looking up there. I could see some eyes going that way. Using that public record from the day before is always super helpful as we're solving other new problems. All right, talk to me about your 10s and your 1s. Okay, so you drew 42. Okay, and then what did you do? You noticed that you weren't going to have enough ones, so you crossed this one off, okay, and you drew how many ones over here? And why did you draw 10 ones? So those 10 ones, okay, is the same as that 110. So how do you know you still have 42? 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42. Okay, and what did you do?
You took away a 10. Where's that 110 coming from in our equation? All right, you're 15. So you're crossing off that 10 from the 15. All right, and then what are you doing? Taking away 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what do you find? You have 2 10s and 5, 6, 7 1s. How did you know there were 7 1s? It was a group of 10 and 3. Aha, I took away 3 from 10 and it equals 7, doesn't it? Yes. And so you have 27. Okay? Agree? Seeing some wiggle waggles? What about you guys at home? You get 27? Okay. You did something very similar, but you didn't draw out your 10s and your 1s. What did yours look like? Okay, so you wrote out your equation. 40 and 2. Okay, and then what did you do? 10 and 5. Okay. You knew that you didn't have enough to take that away, so you made this into 30 and that into 12. Okay. And why did you do that? You needed more over here. Why didn't you take like 5 away? Wouldn't be a group of 10, would it? That wouldn't be a stick, can it? We can't take away a 10 and only add 5 over here. We have to exchange our 10 1s for that 1 10. So you took a 10 away and you put it over here. So there's that one less 10. Reminds me to think of that one, huh? And then your 12. Where's that 12 in our friend's work from our base 10 blocks? 10 and 2 is that 12. Okay? And you had 7 1s left over. And 30 take away 10 is 20. And you got 27 as well. Interesting. Okay, do you see how these two ways go together? Why do we put those up at the same time? Why do we put those up together? They both crossed off a 10 and added 10 1s over there. Crossed off a 10 and added 10 1s over here. Whether we're doing it in base 10 blocks or our equations with our expanded form, it's showing the same thing. Well, these friends did a little something different. Okay? All right, talk to me about what you did on your base 10. You only drew 30 or 3 10s. Why did you do that? Why did you draw 42 like that? Because you saw 5 was more than 2. You knew you couldn't take it away, okay? And then you were able to so that equals 42. Still 30, 40, 41, 42. They just didn't exchange it. They just didn't make it a stick, did they? Okay, then what? Take away 15. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then 15. And what do you have left? 20 and 5, 6, 7. And that equals 27. Somebody else did their equation. Let's see if this equation matches this work. What did you do first? Why did you draw that like that? Where is the 42 there? 3 10s and 1 10 is 4 10s. And then 0 1s and 2 1s is 12. There's 2 1s. So we have 30 and 12. We have our 2 1s and our 40. We have our 42. Okay? All right, what did you do? You had your 10 and your 5, and you took it away. So 30 take away 10 is 20. 12 take away 5 is 7, and you have 27. Can we use all of those ways to solve this work? Which one works best for you? What about this side? Okay, some of you? This side? Depending on what you're doing and what you're thinking,
It doesn't matter which one you choose. If it's easier for you to see that 42 to start and then exchange it, you do that. If it's easier for you to do that when you're solving it with your equations, go for it. If you see right off the bat that one's place is bigger than this one's place, and you know another way to make that 2-digit number, I feel like it's been so long since we did that, way back a couple months ago, then you can build it like that. As long as you still have your 42, and you're taking away 15, and you're able to show where the unknown is. Our 2 10s are 7 1s. 2 10s, 7 1s. And the same thing is true over here. Our 2 10s and 7 1s, 2 10s and 7 1s. Every one of these ways shows how we're showing 42, take away 15 equals blank. Okay? All right, guys, our last one, I'm going to ask you no base 10 blocks on this next one. I don't think you all need it. Okay? We'll show it in 2 different ways, but I'm not going to show our base 10 blocks because I think you guys can use a more efficient strategy. Let's see if we can do it. Okay? And remember, we're always keeping in mind, what is the value of that place worth? Okay? Knowing the value of that 4 10s and knowing that that can be 3 10s and 10 1s, or 4 10s or just 4 10s, helps us use that place value, helps us solve it a little bit easier. This problem is 94, take away 41 equals blank. Remember, no base 10s. I want to see how you're doing it another way. Where's your 94 in your work? What are you taking away? How did I know you were taking away? Putting that 94 on this end of the number line helps us see that, doesn't it? Very good. What else helps us know that we're taking away? Putting that subtraction sign and that jump, absolutely. Okay, how much are you taking away? You guys aren't taking away the same amount, are you? Why are you taking away 41? They're not taking away 41. Are they both in this work? Ooh. Are you ready for this, guys? Remember to pause me if you need me to, or if you need to. All right, start us off. Where did you start? Now I have to tell you, I knew this person was subtracting because of 2 things. 1, where they put the 94. And 2, what else? The symbol they put in front of the number that they took away. Absolutely. So what did you take away? Why did you take away 40? Okay, because you can take away 9 10s, or 4 10s from 9 10s, and that gets 5 10s. How many 1s are in that? 4. Why didn't we just put 50? Because 90 take away 40 is 50. We're not taking away, it's not taking away from 90, are we? We're taking away from 94. So our 1's place has to stay the same. Then what did you do? Take away 1. What did you get? 53. All right, and where's your 94 in your work? Where you started. Where's your 41? In your jumps. And where's your answer, your difference? 53, where we circled, where we landed. Okay, now I had somebody else, they did not take away 41. They started at 94 though. All right, so talk to me about this, my friend. 94, and what did you take away? Oh, you were trying to get to 41. Oh, so what did you take away? Right, you took away a big jump of 50. Why 50? Because 9 take away 5 is 4, so 9 take away 50 is 40. But it's 40 what? 44, because we have that 1's place. And then what did you do? Took away 3 more. Oh my goodness. All right, and so where's your 94 in your work? Where's your 41? And where is that unknown? The unknown this time is in our jumps.
So finding the difference between 94 and 41 can be found getting to the difference by taking away this, or when we're starting at one number and ending at the other number we know, we can take away that fifth, the unknown, to see what it's going to take to get there. So this needs to be circled there, doesn't it? Very good. Both ways, both subtracted, both use number lines. How are they different? One subtracted to get to the unknown. One subtracted the unknown to get to the other number that they did know. Oh. How does place value help us do this work? We have to pay attention and know what we're taking away. If we're taking away tens, our tens place is changing. Taking away ones, our ones place is changing. We've got to be mindful of that as we do our work, okay? You have more practice, you have games, practice, all sorts of stuff for you to do to keep subtracting two-digit numbers active, and helps you make sense of this work. This is really hard work, and you guys are working really hard to understand it. We want to keep these up. Keep an eye on these public records. Use them to remind you of the strategies we've been using in the classroom. And I'm excited to see you continue to use them as we get to bigger numbers. And whether we're regrouping or not, using that knowledge of place value to help us solve these problems. Your exit ticket today is 52. Take away 28 equals blank. Remember, when you're using your model, you're making sure that all your parts are in your work, that you're labeling those parts, and that you're making sure that you put a base space for the unknown and putting that answer in there once you've figured it out. Great work this week, guys.